it's almost Christmas and we're out of Yule logs, so we gotta go get some firewood. And it's cold out. It's right around 0. And yeah. Gotta watch myself here because the chain will come off on me while I'm delimbing, and this saw likes to booger up the chain when it falls off, so I always got to be watching the tightness of my chain. So I'm just going to tighten it up, but we like being able to get right to our wood, and you can only do that in the winter time. We make a trail the day before, and then we go in the next day, cut the trees down, drive right up to them, cut them into sections, and haul them away. There we go. Well, I got a few trees that I had down from the previous trip, but my chain had fallen off. So I'm gonna get those, and we're gonna start pulling down some of these other trees in here. But this beetle-killed spruce is my favorite to burn because it's already seasoned, it's dry, and they burn real nice and hot. They don't burn forever, but like oak and that other stuff does, but we don't have oak, and birch isn't that much better than the spruce we have here. So we're gonna start working on her.
While Daddy works, the monkeys play. Oh, Cody!
So the goal is to drop our trees right next to our trail, right alongside it. We're right down the center. Alongside is ideal because you don't have to pick up the branches and stuff, but you just load them right up. They're ready to go. This one's back a little bit, but it was at the trunk here. Also, another nice thing about doing this is you don't beat up the forest floor at all in the winter. Coast right over it. All that's left is these branches which will decompose, and a few saw marks in the alders. Now, alders don't even last that long. They die pretty quickly. They have a short lifespan for a tree, so maybe 20 years. So all these alders, in 20 years, new growth will come up, and these trunks of alders will be dead. So you don't really hardly mess up the forest floor at all in the winter. Okay, go forward a little bit more. Got a couple logs right there that we're just going to pick up.
Well, we just got back. It looks like Daddy's got more trees for us. Pretty nice. We can just pull right up beside them and load them up. Well, we're still working on firewood. We've given it a solid go today, and you can see there's not a lot of hours of daylight. Hopefully you can see in the picture the pink in the clouds there. It means the sun's starting to set. Of course, it doesn't get above the mountains, but behind the mountains it's starting to set, and that's why the clouds are turning pink. So anyways, we only got a little bit longer here and it's gonna be dark, so we'll see what we get.
We're out of the woods, so we got a fair amount of wood today in just a short day. Probably, we didn't get out till 1, so we only had about 3 hours of getting wood. So it's a good amount. I'm happy with it. We got some good trails cut in, and a few more trees are ready to be pulled out too. So that's kind of why we get wood in the winter, is because it's easier to access, and we don't waste one of our summer days getting wood. We waste a day in the winter, which there isn't quite as much to do in the winter, so getting wood is one of them. And then we can get it, and it warms us up while we get it. Warms you twice. So that's why we get it in the winter. People might think we're crazy for doing it, having to trudge through the snow and brave the cold weather, but we feel like we can get more wood in the same amount of time and not waste our summer days. So
pretty cold today, minus.
Was it below 0?
It's minus, yeah.
No, it doesn't even feel like it. I'm warm already.
All right.
Well, it's pretty good for a day's work, for 3 hours work. But I still do have to cut it up, but that won't take me too long. Maybe another hour. So yeah, good day getting wood. Close to the shortest day of the year still.